it's perfectly cooked. Oh, yep, right there. Come with me because we're thinking outside the box today. We're making chicken cutlets Kelly style. Let's get started. You know how I love to share my traditional, authentic recipes with you guys, but sometimes I want to teach you guys how to think outside the box. So first things first, in a bowl, we need some eggs. So I'm going to use 2 eggs. We need a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper. Now, this is not traditional. This is thinking outside the box. We are adding ranch dressing to our eggs in replacement of any milk or water that you would use in your egg mixture. Why, you may ask? Have you ever seen a recipe where it says to soak your chicken in buttermilk? Well, that's what's in ranch dressing. Ranch dressing has buttermilk in it, not to mention all the flavors, the ranch flavors. So the buttermilk in the ranch dressing is going to help the chicken tenderize. So we're gonna scramble this together just until it's all combined. So now that we have our eggs and ranch dressing, salt and pepper all combined, we're just gonna add our chicken cutlets to the mixture, making sure that they're fully submerged in the egg mixture. Now we're just gonna give that a little toss because again, we wanna make sure that it's fully combined. So push them down in there. Now I'm gonna pop some plastic wrap over this and I'm gonna stick it in the refrigerator and I'm gonna let it marinate in the egg mixture for about an hour or so. So while our chicken is marinating, let's start making our breading for our chicken cutlets. And you don't always need breadcrumbs. We're thinking outside the box today, okay? So I am using a garlic flavored cracker, a buttery Ritz cracker that's flavored with garlic. They are so good. And these are not just for cheese and crackers. These are so versatile. And this is just one application where they work perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is, in my food processor, I'm gonna take 4 sleeves of these crackers and I'm just gonna put them in the bowl. So we have all of our crackers in the bowl. And people ask me all the time, how do you come up with these flavor combinations or these alternatives to a traditional recipe? And I tell them, and I'm telling you, I use my imagination. If I had these at a party and I was eating cheese and crackers or some kind of dip with this cracker, I would taste it and I would say, oh my God, this would be good with blah, blah, blah. And in this case, chicken cutlets. So just use your imagination, use your palate and work as a team and figure out how can I think outside the box? How could I apply this ingredient to a recipe? And voila. So now I'm just gonna put the top on and we're gonna pulse this until it's fine crumbs. So once you have fine crumbs, and you want fine crumbs, but then you also want some bigger pieces, think panko breadcrumbs. Now, I'm gonna add to the crackers my mixture of onion powder, garlic powder, just a little bit more salt, a little less salt than you would normally use in your breadcrumbs because the crackers already have salt on it. And a little bit less garlic powder than you would use because these are garlic flavored. And then I have dried parsley and my mixture of dried Italian seasoning. So I'm just gonna spread that in there and we're gonna pulse it until it's combined. Whenever you're working with flour or anything fine crumbed in your food processor, bang the lid so that any of the remnants remain in the bowl and not all over your cooking surface. So now we're just gonna take this off and we're gonna put it in a bowl and then we'll move on to the next step. So I'm adding just one more ingredient to my crumb mixture, and if you've been here for a while, you should know what that is already. Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese. I would add this to cereal if I could. I put it in pretty much everything. So we're gonna add in about 3/4 to a cup of freshly grated Parmigiano-Reggiano. I always buy the wedges of Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese and I freshly grate it myself. I just feel like it's so much better. It's so much fresher. I know how it was grated, so that's why I use it. Plus it builds your bicep muscle. So now we're just gonna mix that up. Oh my God, I wish that you could smell this right now. If you make anything, I'm telling you, you need to make this. This is so good. All right, now with one wet hand, one dry hand, we're gonna take the chicken cutlets out of the batter and put it into the breading. Make sure that you're dipping your chicken cutlet in the batter because you want to make sure it's all covered. Drip off any excess. And then you just cover the chicken cutlet just like you would a traditional chicken cutlet. Get both sides fully covered. Shake off the excess. Put it on a tray. We're going to get the rest of these done and then I'll show you how to fry them up. So our chicken cutlets are all breaded. So I have some peanut oil heating on the stove. So once that comes to temperature, I'm going to show you how we fry them. So in my pan here, I have peanut oil. Whenever I'm frying anything, I fry in peanut oil. I like the flavor. It's a high heat point oil, so I never have a problem with it. And if you've never tried it, give it a try. So I like to go halfway up the pan with oil because when I fry chicken cutlets, I like it to be somewhere in between a deep fry and a shallow fry. That's how you get a uniform golden color on your crumb and on your chicken cutlet or whatever you're frying, and you won't have those blonde pockets. Some pieces of the chicken cutlet are crispy and the other piece is a blonde soggy looking color almost, and you'll see when we're done. You want your oil between 350 and 365 degrees. Don't let the probe of your thermometer hit the bottom of the pan or you'll get a misread on your thermometer. That's perfect, 365. Okay, let's get the chicken cutlets into the oil. Don't overcrowd the pan. Let them do their job. Take a look at this color. Did I lie? Uniformly golden brown and oh so delicious. So as they're frying, I'm going to put them in an oven at 225 degrees just to keep them warm. And just a little trick here. You see right here, I'm getting a little blonde spot because there's a bubble in the chicken cutlet. Just take your oil and gently toss the hot frying oil on top of the chicken cutlet. And the hot oil will continue to fry that blonde spot and they'll be uniformly golden brown. Our chicken cutlets are done. Don't they look beautiful? Now let's give them a taste. They're hot. Oh my God, they are so, I don't know if you can see this, how incredibly moist and juicy that chicken cutlet is. It's perfectly cooked. Oh, yep, right there. Oh my God. That is so good. It is jam-packed with flavor. You are never going to have a chicken cutlet this good. I'm telling you now, this is what thinking outside the box is all about. First of all, they're completely, beautifully tender and juicy. That's from the ranch dressing. That's the buttermilk and the enzymes that break down the chicken and tenderize it. That is so good. The flavors are spot on. You taste every ounce of flavor. The difference between this type of chicken cutlet and a traditional chicken cutlet is the breading is much, much lighter. It's so good. This breading would also be great on fish, on a flounder, a piece of cod. Oh my God. Guys, you have to make these chicken cutlets. If you want the recipe to my chicken cutlets, just comment the word recipe in the comment section below and I'll be sure to send it to your DM. Thank you so much for hanging out in my kitchen today. Bye.